Please pay 100% attention so that you will able to understand. Please avoid all the distraction and focus only on these things. So it will help you to improve your listening and speaking. Remember, practice makes perfect.
So, how are your studies going, Alia?
They're going well. I'm really enjoying my classes, especially the ones on international relations. How about you?
Same here. I'm loving my economics classes. I'm thinking of going into finance after I graduate.
That sounds interesting. I'm considering going to law school. I want to work in international human rights law.
That's admirable. You would make a great lawyer.
Thanks, John. What about us? What do you see for our future together?
And as for the future, I can see us getting married and starting a family. But I want to make sure that we both achieve our career goals first.
I completely agree. We have to work hard and focus on our studies and careers before we can start thinking about marriage and family.
Yeah, I want to make sure that we're financially stable before we get married. And we both need to finish our studies first.
Definitely. And speaking of family, have you talked to your parents about us yet?
Yes, I have. They're really happy for us and supportive of our relationship. How about your family?
My parents are a bit more traditional, so I haven't told them yet. But I know they'll come around eventually.
I'm sure they will. They just want what's best for you.
Yeah, I know. So, what do you think about us moving in together after we graduate?
I think that's a great idea. We've been dating for a while now, and I think it's time for us to take the next step in our relationship.
I agree. I think it will be great to have our own place and start building a life together.
Definitely. And speaking of building a life together, what do you think about our career paths? Do you think they'll work well together?
I think they will. We both have a passion for helping people and making the world a better place. I think we could work together on some projects and make a real difference.
That's a great idea. Maybe we could even start our own nonprofit someday.
That would be amazing. I would love to work with you on something like that.
Me too. And speaking of working together, what do you think about us interning together this summer?
I think that would be a great idea. We could get some experience in our fields and also spend more time together.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe we could even get hired by the same company after we graduate.
That would be awesome. I can't wait to see where our careers take us.
Me too, Alia. I'm excited to see what the future holds for us.
Same here, John. I know we can achieve anything we set our minds to as long as we work hard and support each other.
Absolutely. And I promise to always support you, Alia.
And I promise to always support you, John. I love you.
So Alia, how's your thesis coming along?
It's going well, thanks for asking. I'm really excited about the research I'm doing on the impact of technology on social interaction.
That sounds interesting. I'm sure you'll make some great discoveries with your research. What about your plans after graduation?
I'm not sure yet, but I'm leaning towards pursuing a PhD in communication studies. I think it would be the perfect next step for me.
That's great. I'm sure you'll excel in that program. As for me, I've been considering pursuing a career in law. I've always been interested in social justice and advocacy.
That's fantastic, John. I can definitely see you making a difference in that field. Have you thought about which law schools you might apply to?
Yeah, I've been doing some research and I'm leaning towards Harvard Law School, actually. It's one of the best in the country, and I think it would be a great fit for me.
That would be amazing, John. I know you'll do great wherever you go, but it would be fantastic if we could both stay at Harvard.
I agree. And speaking of staying at Harvard, have you given any thought to our future together?
Of course, John. I think about it all the time. I know we're still young, but I can't help but feel excited about the prospect of spending our lives together.
Me too, Alia. I love you so much and I know we have a bright future ahead of us.
I love you too, John. And I think that with our drive and ambition, we'll be able to achieve all of our goals, both individually and as a couple.
Absolutely. And when the time comes, I can't wait to marry you.
Speaking of our future, have you talked to your parents about us?
Yeah, I have. They're supportive of our relationship, but I think they're a bit hesitant about us getting married so young.
I understand their concerns, but I feel like we know what we want. And besides, we've been together for over 2 years now. It's not like we're rushing into anything.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're mature enough to make this decision on our own. And as long as we're happy and committed to each other, that's what really matters.
Definitely. And speaking of family, have you thought about how we're going to balance our careers and starting a family?
I have, actually. I think it's important that we both have successful careers, but I also know that I want to be a hands-on father someday.
I feel the same way. And luckily, Harvard is a great place for us to start building our careers while also starting a family. They have excellent family leave policies and childcare options. If you would like to improve your listening, so at least every day listening one video for almost 3 to 6 months.